Is this the short game wonder drill? I think so. And as I look there, I'm not sure the camera's view, but as I look there, these are parallel to each other on my finished position on a 40-yard shot. Right, we're on. Today we're talking short game. Short game's tough. You find when you're on the course, you feel as though you've done the hard work. You've played 2 or 3 shots to get to the green, then you take another 3 or 4 to get down from there. Well, that's not good enough. We know that's not acceptable. We have to make this short game more achievable when it comes to outcome. It has to be achievable. We have to have some sort of drill, some sort of structure towards what we're trying to do. When we're playing a shot from only 20 or 30 yards out, we want to make sure we get as close as possible. Now, having this drill that I'm going to give you today is hopefully going to help that happen. But this should be one of the easiest parts of the game, surely, because the full swing is very complicated. It's very technical with lots of aspects to it, but it's just a smaller version. So why do we stress out about it? Because we're perceived to play this shot well. I mean, there's the professional out there. He's hit 2 good shots to get short of the par 5 in 2. And then all of a sudden, he's got 30 yards to go, so people expect him to put it really close. So expectations so high. So of course, we apply pressure on ourselves. So if we can think more about technique as opposed to the outcome, then it's going to be much easier. Today's drill tackles that. It's very, very simple. If you flip the club and hit the ball heavy, chili dip, or even thin, then this is a drill for you. Let's watch your handicap come down with this one, shall we? So short game, we must turn the body. The body has to turn. Do you flip? See when this club head passes the hands, when the club outrides the hands, that's when the problem begins. Because we get a little bit touchy-feely. We've got the shot to play, we've played 2 great shots to cover that 500 yards. We've got 30 to go. And then of course please be good. Oh, nightmare. Structure has to be put in place, but it has to be a structure that's repeatable, a structure that is going to stand up under pressure. And that pressure to you might just be playing for £1 or $1 or something, but you know, it's the bragging rights as well. That's the pressure. So the body has to turn. The body has to turn through the shot in order to get good strike on short game. Turn, turn. 30 yards, 20 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, the body has to turn through. But that's the hard bit, the rotational action of such a short shot. So a little short shot, yeah, of course, we feel as though we just play a little pokey number to try and get there. But then that's not the smaller part or a reduced area of the full swing. Because that's what short game is. It's a shorter aspect or a shorter portion of the full swing. It's mini impact. It's mini impact. So mini impact, there's impact, bodies turn through. A mini version of that would be body turning through, feet together, down the shaft, back, body turning through. Facing target, belt buckle facing target, pivot driven. Now we have to do that. Here we go. So I'm going to take a shaft and just stick it under my arm. Just stick it under my arm, grab my golf club, turn, turn. I want to feel as though the shaft and the golf club shaft stay in line post-impact. Post-impact. Now watch what happens if I flip. Have I become that touchy-feely guy? This guy, strike for a start wasn't great, but look at the difference between the shafts. That's the problem. There's no body turn. Or I come back and I turn through, and there we go, we're lined up. We can't let the club head pass the hands. That's what's ruined low point. That's why I hit that one heavy there. That's why I'm going to thin it. So there we go. Address position, turn back, turn, 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 turn. Both in line. Turn. Body turn to keep them in line. Body turn to keep them in line. Face on. Now they're not in line at address. Face on. Turn. Turn. Towards camera. Pivot driven. Body turn. Good effort. So I'm going to put the shaft under my arm. I'm going to play some little soft ones, just 10 yards or so. And as I look down there, I can see both shafts parallel. Now the camera's view might be slightly different. I'm only playing a 10-yard shot to make sure the impact is good. Now the shafts are not parallel at address because this shaft here is pointing further to the right. But at impact, when I play a little shot and past, a yard past, they're parallel. Now a yard past is the most important part because that way the body's rotated through. If a yard past they're not parallel is a problem. The body has to have rotated through to marry up with that shaft. A little 10-yard shot. So both shafts do not marry up until 1 yard past. That was good. Nice pure little clip there. That was great. And again. Good. So these are carrying about 8 or 9 yards. That there about 10 or 12 yards. A little bit further than this one. Good. Body opening up. Close to parallel. We will get to a point though, when we get to that 30 yards or so, that the club's going to outride the body because it has to naturally release. But mini impact. Well, there's 30 yards. That's not bad. Let's go further. That's all of 40 yards. And that's pure rotational. I've got a lot of power doing that because I'm using the larger muscles. But strike's great. Flat left wrist, look at that. All from this shaft. Nearly dropped it. Okay, face on. It's good. Very parallel in the follow through. That's about 40 yards. So we'll do a couple here that are slightly further, about 40 yards. But you'll notice that after impact, I'm in line, and then from there it's going to release, so it will cross the line at some point. But as I say, it's mini impact, it stays in line for, and then releases. So 40 yards, quite hard to see the ball. There. Fantastic. Really good strike, really good rotation. And as I look there, I'm not sure the camera's view, but as I look there, these are parallel to each other on my finished position on a 40-yard shot. I feel there when I do that my body actually rotates more than I normally do with my pitch shot. So this is probably a very good drill for me. Again, 40 yards. It's really good. And again, as I look there, this shaft is covering that shaft. I can't see the shaft of the golf club because it's obscured by the cane, so they must be parallel to each other somehow. Wow. So there we go, making that 30-yard shot much easier, much more clinical, much more productive, a shot with a plan in place, if you like. Rotation, it's amazing how the body has to turn for such a short shot, so make sure you get that body to turn. Mini impact, that's the way to think about it. Get both shafts parallel for as long as you can as you rotate the body through, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. See you in the next video.